Hey everyone. So today was pickup and delivery day. I ordered this. I got confirmation from a hobby shop I go to that it was in, so I went out today on Christmas Eve to pick it up. And this one was sent in through, I believe this one's in from Korea. So we're gonna start with my Scout. Get him opened here. I know there's a lot of videos because this is out and new. There's a lot of videos that are being done on it, but I figured I'd do one myself anyway, just so you guys can see what I got. Okay. Look at this. First of all, I got this. I love the screen. I think it is so cool. There's an orange as well as, so there's the orange, and then there's the blue that it comes in. Some little things, Metal Gear servo, comes with your 750 milliamp LiPo, 7.4 volt. It's got a clipless body mount that I will show you. Obviously 1/18 scale, 4-wheel drive, brushed. It's got LED lights included. I'll figure out how those are working, but beautiful, beautiful vehicle. So let me get this all out of here. I'm thinking maybe it's tied in. Okay, there's the controller coming out. Typical Redcat. And when I say typical, I don't mean that in a bad way. And it's nice to have some consistency. I'll put that box down there. And what I'm going to do, a buddy of mine came up with an idea, is he works building cranes, and he made a suggestion. He's got some pretty big zip ties he can put around here, because I find with some of these, my thumb isn't quite long enough, and I'm like turning my hand. So if I put the zip tie around with the little clip there, I can kind of run this thing. Typical controller. Again, you've got your throttle and your steering. You can reverse them, but they usually come out fine. Your steering trims, your throttle trim, your steering dual rate, on off, channel 3, and then the channel 4. I'm assuming your channel 4 is for the lights, but I'll figure all that stuff out. I got to get some batteries in here. It takes 4 AA's. And I keep looking at this thing, and obviously it comes with your instruction manual. It's got some extra bits in there. I don't know what they're for. Looks like they're posts, like for the body, but I'm not sure. Anyways, doesn't matter. Charger, all the typical stuff. And then, yeah, I got to get in here because it's got zip tied in. So let me get those. Okay. So now look at this beauty. Look at that. Now, I got to tell you, I get excited about some RCs coming. Well, who are we kidding? I get excited about every RC that comes. But when I saw this one of the biggest things that stood out to me, well, first, I need to show everybody my new coffee mug. It's a major award. I think everybody knows what this is from, the movie. So, Merry Christmas, everyone. So here we have it. So it comes, beautiful body. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on that paint or not. But what I like about it is it doesn't look plastic. Some RCs you get in the body, it looks like like plastic. This is nice. The decals are already on it. Got the door handles. The one thing people have said, it doesn't have mirrors and it doesn't have wipers. I've got a small set of wipers that I'm thinking might be too big, but I can always cut them if I really wanted some wipers on there. Or I just leave it. I've also got some rear view mirrors that might look cool, but I don't know. On the big ones, these tend to fall off, break off. I've never had anything on the smaller ones like this break off, but so here you have it. So beautiful. So you've got your Redcat license plate. You've got your Redcat decal on the rear window. Oh, hang on. I made this thing for a reason. So the rear window, you got a sticker for your handle. You got a nice Redcat sticker here on the side window, and then you've got one on the front corner. I think that's a nice touch because usually you get these things and you're putting your own stickers on, and I love the Redcat logo. It's got the Harvester or International Harvester logo here, and a pretty cool tidbit of information is that my mother-in-law, her father, ran the International Harvester dealership here and just outside of Toronto for years ago. So there's a bit of a connection there. But if you look at this truck, so first of all, it's stickers, yeah, but the detail on it, like just that paint is amazing. And it's got that 70s look, and it's actually got Redcat embossed in the rear bumper. That is nice. You know, because a lot of time when I get these, I'm spending a lot of time going, okay, where am I going to put stickers? Where am I going to put this or that? And I think this thing is just beautiful right out the box. One of the big things that sold me on this were the tires and wheels. Normally, I'm looking at the tires and wheels, and a lot of the time they're black and plastic and they look cheap, and the tires aren't good. These tires are nice and squishy. They're IROC, IROK, Interco. Well, they're Interco tires, okay. And they're super swampers. Beautiful, sticky, breathable tires. I love the wheels. They've got that classic deep dish look. Yeah, they're glued on from what I've seen from other videos. I could care less. I'm not changing these wheels. I'm leaving this. This is probably one of the very few RCs I'm going to get and just leave out of the box. I don't need to do anything to it. Now let's get the body off. So when we're talking about body, oh, you can hear one of my dogs barking there. So on the back, I got the wrong way. On the back, it's just got a little clip here. It's like a plus sign. So you turn it, and then that just pops out. And then the front there is hinged on. It's almost like the rear of the 110 scale Gen 9. My Gen 9 does that anyway. You've got so you're connected here. The clip through your front headlights. They've got them nice and cleanly taped with clear tape, which is nice. All the way to the back, the rear lights. So if I want to take the body off, and another nice thing is they've got the wire clipped with a zip tie to the frame, to the chassis. Very nice. But I'm going to unplug this just so I can take a look at what's underneath. So, okay, first thing I notice is, and it's the little touches, right? So these are oil shocks from what I saw online. I'm going to open them and see what's in there. But the red cap on there is a nice touch. Really nice touch. What I think I'm going to do is, well, first here's the battery, and it's got a nice Velcro strap to hold it in there nicely. Perfect. I like it. I like it better than those rubber bands you get on some of them. So there's the battery I talked about before. So I'll put that over there with the charger. Now it's got a nice bracket here for the battery. But what I've seen some other people do is they've taken the battery, and the bracket probably won't fit, but they got these side wings here, the little side rails, but they're nice and wide and they go in. So what other people have done to kind of move some of the weight from the top to the bottom is you're going to move your combo ESC receiver over to one side and mount it over here. And you're going to take your battery and I'll probably put some Velcro on it and mount it over there. And then what I'll do is I'm going to weigh them both and see what the weight difference is, because I got some wheel weights, and I can always, if one's a little more, a little heavier than the other. Sorry, my stupid finger, I painted it. It's getting paint everywhere. That's dumb. So that's on the body anyway. Okay, so if you move those two things down to the side, it's going to give you some lower balanced weight. And then what some people did as well, which is smart, is they took the shocks, and you see that's got the mount there. The mount is right part of it's part of the chassis frame, and I think that's plastic, but who cares? Because it's got, the way it comes down like that, it's got some nice reinforcement to it because the bumper drops. So that's pretty nice. So anyways, I'm gonna, and then these things are on now. It's because the motor's in there being mounted. So you got your motor mount screws and you got your link screws going through this thing. So these are on there nice and tight. These things on the side, they're not going anywhere. But what people are doing up here is they're moving them back, which is going to drop your body down a little bit, the chassis and everything. So it'll help with some of that top heaviness. But man, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. And let me just check what the motor is on this. I've watched so many videos and so many RCs lately that it's hard to I don't think it says it on the box. Size of motor it is. Hang on, let me find out. So it's a 180 60 turn motor. Believe it or not, it says that nowhere on here, nor does it say it in the little quick start guide, which is, there's not much to, but that's okay. Nor does it say on the box, unless I'm totally blind and couldn't see it. But so that's what it is. So it's going to have a little bit of speed to it. Another thing, it's got portal axles, which is nice. Gives you a little bit of height there. I mentioned the metal gear on there's metal gears all throughout, and there's ball bearings all throughout. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look in the shocks and see what's going on with the oil. I'm going to take off the diff cover, which is really nice. It's only got 2 screws. So I'll get in there and do that, and I'll just see it, and I'll let you know, guys know what's going on with as far as it being greased or not. We'll go from there. Okay, give me 2 minutes. All right, so I'm 2 portal axles in, and I'll put it up close there. You can see some grease in there, some of that, some red grease, not a ton. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of my blue marine grease in there. Oh, great, I had a screw stuck to that. Stupid. So I'll put a dollop on here. That in. Not too much, but you don't want metal on metal. And it helps with obviously wear and some of the sound. So put that on there, and I'll throw, actually, you know what? I'm going to put a tiny bit on the little pinion gear top here. Get her off my, there we go. All right, put that back on. So good news, there's some in there. Do you technically have to add the way I am? No, but it'll just help me sleep better at night. Okay, let me finish these up. So that's the second one, and then I'll get to the diffs. Okay. All the portals are done. By the way, it's a, you might already know, it's a 1.5 millimeter hex. There's the rear diff off. Yeah, it's got some in there, but nice and nice bulky gear in there. I like it a lot. So I'm not going to take it apart and see what's going on in the pinion, because if I put the grease on this main gear, well, it's going to spin around and hit the pinion. So let me get this on here, and I will turn this and get it through, and then I will come back. And I'm not going to show you the front because I'm assuming the front is the same way, so I'm just going to put some grease in that, and then I'm going to come back and we'll take a look at the shocks. All right, so the diffs are done. I unhooked one of the shocks, and I am pleasantly surprised. So, got your top piece there, the little ball joint that goes in. It's got a nice little, everybody knows, I think it's got a nice little bladder in there. So I'm like, that's good. It just doesn't have some sort of an O-ring. Then I look in the shock, and if you guys can see, these bad boys are full, which is nice. Usually I've opened them. When you order aftermarket shocks anyway, for sure, got the wrong way. They come with a drop of oil in them for shipping, I guess just so they don't seize or whatever. I don't know. Makes them feel better. And I've even had ones that come with, and you're looking at it and there's not much in it. But these, I'm going to assume the other three are the same way. But I'm going to be relocating, as I had mentioned. Okay, so that guy was there. I'm going to move him here. And they come with these screw in, but they also have a nut on the other side, also have a nut. So that's kind of a nice, I don't know. It's not just screwed into plastic, you know what I mean? And these things can easily strip. It's kind of nice that they've put a little lock nut on there. It's nice. So, okay. So I'm going to relocate these shocks. So as these ones are, that one's going to go to the front. These two front ones are going to go to the back. I'm not going to look at the gears and the gearbox here because I'm just too lazy. And I'm going to assume the other stuff did have some grease in it. So I'm going to leave those for now. But what I want to do is I'm going to move these shocks, and then I'm going to relocate this ESC in the battery. This ESC, I think, is just on here with double-sided tape. So I'll take it off, and I will, yeah, it comes off pretty easy. Try to slide it out. I just put that shock back on, so I'm going to, hopefully I can just slide it backwards a bit and get it out of here, which I can. Okay, so I'm going to get some of these wires out from under here. I'm going to move this box for the battery, and I'm going to get this bad boy over here, and then I'm going to get the battery with some Velcro. Yeah, that's it. You can even kind of see already, not much, maybe a few millimeters, but if you look straight on, you can see I've moved this shock. You can see how it's brought this up or dropped the chassis a little bit. It's just pulled it up, which is nice. A couple millimeters is better than anything on something of this scale. Okay, let me get the shocks moved and the other stuff, and I'll come right back. So here's where we're at. Okay, so shocks are all moved, which is good. I think no, they're not. I still got to move these, but that's fine. So I weighed the ESC receiver, and it is about 18 grams. I weighed the battery. It is 44 grams. So I put some over where the ESC and thing is going to go because I want the weight distributed evenly because I'm moving these. I put 4 wheel weights here that are 7 grams each. So there's 28 grams there. I've got some double-sided tape. I'm going to put this over here in the middle, stick it on, and this should be good. I'm going to zip tie all these wires here. All these wires, I'm going to zip tie them all, and then when my battery is over on this side, I'm going to be evenly weighted. Okay, so let me get some Velcro and get going on that. Okay, so let me get some of this stuff out of the way. So everything's done. Battery tray's gone. The motor's moved over here. I've got the weights under that on the slider. I've got this Velcroed on. Battery over here, as tight as I can go. I'm going to zip tie these guys all together. So looking all right so far, I think. See what happens if these shocks move down like that. You can, when you take them out, you can actually, like I'm taking it with a screwdriver, and you can feel the body just drop. So it's nice. So okay, let me get it back together. I'm going to put it on my little wooden pyramid thing I've got here, and we'll see how well it does or does not work. What else do I want? I'm going to show you the lights and everything once I get it all together, but give me 2 seconds. So here it is all back together. So these channels, as far as I can see, don't do anything. Lights are on all the time. I've pushed and held channel 4. Nothing's happening. Now, the nice thing, and you know what? I'm kind of fine with that. I usually leave my lights on all the time anyway. So you get the front, you get the rear. You have some people saying the front isn't really to scale because back then these lights were more yellow. That's fine. If I'm going to be out at night, though, I kind of want some light on these. Other than that, loving this. Now, with that shock mod, it looks like the back is lower than the front. So I might move it up one just to bring it up a little bit so it's level. And then going to take it out on the course. My little wooden thing I built. Hang on. Okay, so let's see how this thing runs. Nice and quiet. A little bit of adjusting the throttle trim. Okay, let's see how this thing climbs. Very quiet. Those tires have great grip. Look at this. Huh. Got a nice drag brake. Obviously single speed motor, so you're living with what it is. Wow. I've had stuff struggle on this. This thing is nice. Nice and quiet. Great control. I'm gonna play with the throttle trim for 1 sec. Down. Look at this thing. The steering angles are great on it. I love the lights. It's nice to get rear lights on something out of the box. But look at these tires. Wow. Okay. I'm sold. This guy here, we'll put him on top of the mountain. And we'll give him one huge thumbs up. Great investment. I would recommend getting one. Anybody wanting to get into this scale, 1/18 scale, this thing looks fantastic. You don't have to do anything to it out of the box other than what I did. I moved the battery and the servo or the ESC receiver combo, and that's it. Body clips on beautifully. Lowered, just moved the shocks, lowered it a bit. Shocks are full of oil. Put some grease in the gears. Wicked tires and the rims, and I love the look of it. Beautiful truck. Thanks everyone. Like, subscribe, comment.